Hi, my name is Trevor Williams. I'm a Canadian who's been living in Okayama, Japan since 2001. I met a Japanese woman in Vancouver who I married and thought we would come to Japan for a year, learn a bit about the culture. Ended up having kids and been here ever since. Light painting for me is become another creative medium for artists to express themselves, such as if you were a painter or a sculptor or a dancer. I think it belongs in that category. Some might argue it's just another photographic technique, but for me it's a complete medium for artists to express themselves. Currently I'm working as a commercial photographer. I think back when I started it was my main activity, but interestingly enough it led to commercial jobs that weren't related to light painting. That commercial work turned into some editorial and reportage work for Getty Images, and that sort of snowballed into what I do today, which is pretty much a pretty wide range of work. Basically I'll shoot whatever the customer needs. So currently I do commercial work and editorial work, and between those jobs I shoot a lot of creative stock for Getty Images and iStock. I started light painting back in 2008. I had shot film for about 8 years then, and it just didn't really allow me the opportunity to really explore much. I mean, it's an expensive thing to be experimenting with. Then I bought my first digital camera and was taking a lot more pictures, and I needed a place to share them, so I got a Flickr account, and I saw a few light painting images on there, which really caught my eye. I think there was a guy called Duck Tank from Germany, I think, who I saw first, and he inspired me to try it myself. And now that I had a digital camera, I was able to experiment a lot and try different things without worrying about the cost of developing film and buying film and printing them and all that. So that was a big, huge step there, and I guess that's what got me started. I started the Light Junkies Flickr group almost immediately after I had started light painting. I was really excited about light painting. It was perfect for me. I had small kids, and I worked during the day, and it was just ideal for me to go and play with my new camera and at night. So it was the ideal thing, light painting at night, and I was really excited about it. So I started this light painting group. The idea was really to share the excitement and to find other like-minded people. But yeah, I guess the main reason was something I was really excited about, and then I wanted to share that excitement with other people. I think from the beginning it really took off. There wasn't many people light painting at the time. There was night shooters, which was a genre then, but I think it just really took off. People liked the openness of it. Right away it was a tight community. I think for people that light paint know how exciting it can be, and for people to find other people that were already sharing in the excitement was big. It was not a secret club, but it had a feeling of people that were light painting were doing something that other people weren't, and in that sense, if you were connecting with other people that were doing it, it kind of felt like you guys were both involved in doing something that not many other people were doing, and there was also excitement in that. I think I've neglected the group over the past few years. I think a lot of people stepped up and were filling in. I kind of ran out of time as my work and schedule evolved, but it took on a mind of its own. I think a lot of the original members who know who they are still participate. Most of them are still light painting now, and it's something I should probably put more time back into, but there's a lot more places to go. I think back then it was really the only place online for light painters to meet and share ideas and to talk. But I think the community has really grown and probably outgrown this Flickr group. Most of my inspiration comes from the environment that I'm currently in. I think being in Japan, it's rich history, it's architecture. I think heavily inspired my early light painting work. In terms of other creative photography, it's strange, but I tend to not look at other people's work. I don't want to be influenced by other photographers so much, that I want to be able to create things that come from me and are not so much influenced. That being said, I still find influence in movies and things like that, but primarily it's an environmental thing for me. Some of the artists that I admire, one is going to be Darren Pearson, Darius Twin. I mean, the guy's just an endless amount of creativity, even going back to the very beginning when he was doing work with Mike Brown and Jeff Morris. He's been killing it for like 10 years, and he's still just killing it. Like, you gotta admire that. Another one was Tacky Shack, Jeremy Jackson. The guy's out there like literally every night. I mean, for me, that's just amazing. And also Dennis Smith for what he's done for the whole light painting community, organizing these massive workshops, spreading the love. He's been so cheerful and energetic towards this art form, and I think he's spread it to a lot of people. I'd also mention TCB, because that guy was killing it back a while ago, and he ran his mouth, but he was backing it up with the goods. So you have to give a shout out to that guy as well. There's so many others. The list could go on, but I think those first three people really stand out for me. My favorite own artwork would have to probably be Best Nest. It was shot at a massive temple that is a national treasure. We had to get special permission to shoot there. We had 2 guards following us around all night. And not so much for the actual art piece, but for the experience. That night was just an amazing night. It was a magical night, being in a magical place. And for me, that's got to be one of my favorite artworks. I think for me, my artworks are more of a memory of an experience, that I look at them that way. So I think it's got to be one of my favorites. I have a few locations I dream about shooting at still. I haven't been able to get access to. Those are generally some large temples here in Japan. I haven't been able to get access, or I haven't been able to get them on board with turning lights off and making it possible. But there's a few large sort of temple complexes that I'm really interested in and want to shoot at here in Japan. I also dream about getting overseas and shooting with some fellow light painters. So location-wise, anywhere overseas that I could collaborate with people from the community. I think the best part of being a light painter is being out at night. Everyone else is sleeping, and I like the feeling of being out in a isolated location and just having fun with friends. I mean, for me, that's the biggest part, is the experience. Being in good company, working on a goal together. for me is the best part of light painting. But I guess that also brings challenges. It's not easy always working in the dark. There's a lot of things that pop up. In Japan we have poisonous snakes and other things that happen. We were also often in places we weren't really supposed to be, and things like that. So those are the challenges, I think. Also, you have ideas, and trying to realize them is another big challenge light painters face. But I think with creative thinking, it's always easy to, I'm not going to say easy to overcome, but they can always be realized, these visions. Currently, I'm in talks with a pretty big company about a collaborative project. I'd like to be able to say more, but I'm unable to now. But if it pans out, it'll probably be the biggest project so far of my photographic career period, I think. So I'm pretty excited about that. Things seem to be going in the right direction. Hopefully it pans out, but hopefully I'll be able to announce something maybe September or early fall anyway. But keep your eyes peeled for that. It'd be some collaboration with a clothing brand, so I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's a pretty exciting time for light painting now. The community is absolutely huge globally. I mean, there's light painters in literally every country, every corner of the globe. I think it's amazing that people share techniques and knowledge. It's really open source. People put plans for lights online and stuff. I mean, Mike Ross, who created the original pixel stick, just put the plans out there for people. I mean, that was I think it's really amazing. I know other communities do it too, but I don't think there's few communities that are as tight as the light painting community. And I think that it's grown so fast and so quickly and so huge is the results of this sort of real communal aspect, or a sharing aspect of this art form. I think light painting has a huge future. For me, part of that future is already here. The fact that companies are making equipment solely for the purpose of light painting is pretty big. I mean, when I started the first few years, or 5 years, there was nothing. You made your own stuff because that's all there was. But I mean, now there's a lot of companies, online shops, Jason Page, people making specific products for light painting. I mean, to me that's big, and I think that's going to grow, and the community will grow, and I think it's just going to keep growing, which is for me great. I think the entry point for light painting is pretty easy. I think if I was to start sculpting, it would take me years to be decent, or same goes with painting or music. But I think you can, the entry level for light painting is just so low. You can just get in there. There's so much learning material online. People are happy. You can reach out to people. People are happy to help out. So if anyone's interested in light painting, I suggest you just try it. Get online, read a bit, and most of all, just get out there and try it, and just keep doing it, and keep practicing, and develop your own style, and which will just happen naturally anyway. But just I think get out there and give it a try. I think you'll find joy in it really quickly. Yeah, I definitely encourage anyone with a camera to give it a try. Lastly, I'd like to say thanks to Light Painting Blog for this opportunity. I haven't been a huge part of the community over the past few years. Still been light painting. I just currently don't put a lot of it online. Most of it goes into different agencies and stuff as a way to monetize it. Once it goes online, I can't really sell it, so I keep a lot of stuff offline. But again, a big thanks to the light painting blog, and keep on light painting, keep on shining. See you later.